I was like 10, ate a dime, and freaked out. Yeah, instantly. I was like, I wonder what this tastes like, and then instantly ran to my mom. I ate a dime.
I was like maybe 7, and I tried shaving. I had nothing to shave. There was no point. I tried shaving. I ended up cutting kind of like my upper lip, and I remember my family lying to my friends saying that I got scratched by a dog because I didn't want to tell anyone what I was actually doing.
So like you can tell there's a piece of hair, like a small patch of hair missing there.
Yeah, like a scar.
I tried to shave. When I was a kid, tried to shave my eyebrow, and just a little bit to get like an idea, because you always see your dad shaving.
Yeah,
because my dad's had that. You know, my dad. He's had that mustache. He's had that mustache since I was a kid. Yeah. But I always see him shaving everything else off.
So why don't I shave my eyebrow off?
Well, that's the only piece of hair you have when you're fucking 5 years old on your head. And so that's the closest thing in a kid's mind. It's like, oh, that's on my face, not my head. It's kind of the same. So I took it and did it and cut myself and started bleeding, and it never grew back. It just never, and it's like, just never grew back correctly. There's that patch of hair right there that never grew back.
And thus you never shaved your beard since.
Yeah, exactly. And I've never shaved since.
I've never trusted a razor since that day.
You're listening to What's Up, everybody?
How's it going, Chris?
Oh my God.
Oh, I get it. You're being Chris this time, and he's being. I get it. I'm there.
What's up, everybody? This is Twin Stick Radio. My name is Chris, your co-host. Absent, of course, since I'm the one doing the intro, is Trey. Had some prior obligations, but it's okay because Justin's here.
Hey,
Everett's here.
Hi,
and special co-host
Challenger approaches
of Eat, Geek, Sleep, Repeat, Mr. Taylor. I don't know why I just blanked on your last name.
Reisinger.
I know it. Totally know it because I used to make fun of the Rice singer. Taylor Reisinger is here.
Heyo.
If you guys haven't listened to it, Justin, Taylor, and Rich, sometimes we're in very much a limbo for this podcast because of life. But they do a great podcast called Eat, Geek, Sleep, Repeat. So it's up on Twitch. I know it's there. I don't know how much longer it's going to be there.
Yeah.
But some of them are there.
YouTube.
They're on YouTube. Some of them are there. It's good shit.
You can listen to us talk about Game of Thrones for a little bit.
Yeah, for an hour and a half, one episode.
And then just wonder, like, hey, whatever happened to those guys? Who knows? We're here. But that's not why we're here.
We're not here. We're not here for that. This is our favorite time of the year, sort of. I mean, it used to be my mecca of the year, but since I would probably say the last time I was excited, hey, this is our E3 episode.
Yeah, I was like, let's do it.
I think the last time I was excited, really, really excited about E3 was probably PS4 launches, PS4, Xbox One launches.
What year was that?
2004, 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there.
Wait, okay. Yeah, around that same time was probably the last time.
Am I wrong? That's right.
Oh, the current generation.
Yeah, current generation.
Okay,
PS4, Xbox One.
Okay, yeah.
I'd say 2012, 2013, 2014, something like that.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was the first E3 that they announced Kingdom Hearts 3. That I was like, yes, I'm here for it. It's coming out next year. I'm ready. And sometimes that Facebook memory comes up, and I'm like, oh, you damn fool.
Yeah, that was also a long time ago. Hey, there's Kingdom Hearts stuff on this too. So it may be a long one. Probably not.
It's probably going to be average length.
Yeah, as I said.
That's what she said.
Oh, wah, wah.
Hey, average is fine.
Average is fine. It's
2 inches, average.
It's not the size of the boat. It's the motion of the ocean, right?
Whoever told you that was lying.
Dang it, son of a bitch. Yeah, this is our E3 episode. And like I said, I think for everybody, I think even for the internet as a whole, E3 was very meh.
You know it's bad when the big takeaways from E3 are, hey, did you see that celebrity that was on there? Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah. Hey, did you see Keanu Reeves? Did you see the really cute Japanese girl that did the little thing? And did you see John Berthinelli's dog? That's what I see on the internet. That was
E3. Right.
Yeah, that was E3.
That was our episode. Thanks for listening.
If you like what we do. Anyway, so we're going to go through some shit. We're just going to talk about everything. Not everything. I left some shit out because there's just some stuff that does not matter whatsoever. But we're going to talk about everything that we think matters from E3, starting with Saturday night's EA Play. So, EA having a conference again was the most pointless thing in the world, like always.
Right.
I'm sorry, it wasn't really a conference. It was more of a, here's a stream of the things we're doing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was pointless. Anyway, they started off with Sims 4 Island Living coming out June 21st this year. I didn't even know Sims 4 was still a thing.
I didn't know it was still being supported. I thought they released Sims 4 and was like, okay.
Yeah, well, because
there you go.
So Sims 3 had a shit ton. This is when I worked at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Sims 3 had a shit ton of expansions. I mean, we're talking like weird horror Night of the Living Dead ones, like own your own casino ones, Scooby-Doo haunted house ones. Like there's just weird Sims expansions, and I think this is the first true Sims 4 expansion. I think I could be wrong.
I don't know if that's true. But
anybody here a Sims 4 fan? Yeah. Okay.
I think there was a problem in that they were releasing like content in packs. Like, because when they first released the game, it's like all of a sudden, oh, hey, look at this DLC that you can buy for like $5.99.
Oh.
And so therefore, like no one wanted to play Sims 4, so they just went back to Sims 3.
Got it.
So it's just been on that
And
like,
so this
content
is,
cycle.
This is like an expansion,
like a
though.
proper
Yeah.
expansion.
as proper a Sims expansion
Yeah,
could
of
be.
course.
Right.
Also, we got Madden 20 on August 2nd, and FIFA 20 September the 27th. Nobody
Didn't
cares.
see those coming.
Yeah. Oh my God! It's such surprise of E3, Madden and FIFA. We also got Battlefield 5. They showed a couple cinematics. Chapter 4 comes out the end of this month, June 27th, and then they also teased Chapter 5 coming in October.
Mm-hmm.
No clue what any of that's about. I don't think any of us have played Battlefield.
No, that was one that I wanted to play. Like especially like before it released, they kind of showed ideas of the vignettes and whatnot that they were going to
Sure.
do.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked interesting, but I just never hopped into it.
Sure.
So more content.
And EA's fucking golden boy right now, Apex Legends, just announced a new character. I didn't see the name anywhere. I saw the cinematic, and it's a little girl. It's a girl who I don't know what she does. I don't know anything about Apex.
I was telling Taylor about this because this was something that Taylor and I have played together.
Sure.
Neither one of us were very good at it. Taylor was good at it whenever he did it on Xbox, but playing on PC,
Sure.
we're not that level. But
Nobody's that level
except for everyone else on PC.
Sure.
It's never going to be you. It's always someone
100%.
else.
It's always the 5-year-old on the other line.
Yeah, for real. I also couldn't find her name, so sorry if you're a fan of it.
Her name is Watson.
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 Very good.
Very fitting because her kit is kind of based around placing electric fences, kind of to barricade barricade her team. It looked actually really cool.
So I know I played Apex Legends maybe once, and then I deleted it off my hard drive.
You burned that computer.
Yeah, 100%. But one thing I noticed about Apex Legends is that the armor system was kind of fucked up. You could, if you're lucky enough, you can get like armor upon armor upon armor, and then almost be halfway invincible. Mm-hmm. That was one of the. I know it's not a huge issue because it's not like something people are throwing their hands up over.
Right.
I personally didn't like that.
That's also something that just goes along with the battle royale. Start with no armor, and you just
but it seemed
stuff.
like in Apex Legends the armor system on stacking armor over and over again. You could almost get to the point, if you're lucky enough, you can get to the point where you're just way too powerful. Like it takes way too much to take you down.
I think the point behind doing that is to sort of not do the PUBG route where it's like, oh, one hit and you're done.
Sure.
They wanted people to actually not just spend 15 minutes and then all of a sudden, boom, one shot. You're out.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because it's a drag and no one wants to do that.
Sure. I don't know.
PUBG players, but...
I don't know what the waiting period's like on Apex, but Fallout's like that. The new Fallout Battle Royale. I hate Battle Royales, and I'm loving this fucking mode, and I'll talk about it when we get to it. But
it's surprising. I didn't think you were going to like it.
I didn't think. Trust me, I'm just as surprised as everybody else. But it's the same thing. There was a few matches where you just start, and not 2 minutes in, you're not one shot by any means whatsoever. But somebody else got lucky, found some power armor, found an automatic weapon, and you don't even stand a chance. Type thing. But I mean, that's battle royales, right?
That's the gameplay loop in a sense.
You can't stop it.
I think that's kind of what makes it addicting, right? Because
Sure.
it's like you're always looking for the best gear, the best
Sure.
loot, and that's why
Yeah.
people keep coming back to
Yeah,
those
and
games.
Fallout, like I said, we'll get to it later, but Fallout 76 is great because Battle Royale integrates into single player. So as you level up in the Battle Royale mode, you unlock things in single player and stuff like that. It's really nice.
And that's
It's
perfect for people like you who's like, why am I going to play this? There's no incentive.
1,000%. And
Yeah,
the
that's
best
awesome.
part-
That's a good
'cause-
idea.
Yeah. And then last but not least, definitely not least out of this whole EA Play thing, we finally got to see some actual gameplay and a release date for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So November the 15th, 2019. And we got to see about 15 minutes. Behind closed doors, there was a 25-minute demo.
Same vertical slice. I'm
Same
assuming?
vertical slice, but it extended it some more. Yeah. So they said in the 25-minute demo, you got to see a lot more interesting combat loops. Because I didn't think this looked very good.
I agree.
I thought it looked very mediocre. I thought Force Unleashed looked like a lot more fun than this does.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of people kind of share that same opinion. It seems like Force Unleashed, but very watered down.
Yeah,
like
100%.
you can do cool things, but pretty much only cool things that are meant to happen. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah, 100%.
you can cut off limbs, but of this spider creature that is built to have its limbs cut off in order to defeat it. You can't just like go up to a stormtrooper and start cutting off limbs. It's not how it's intended.
I think I really liked I'm going to call it this because this is the best comparison, is the Dark Souls-esque combat. Very much a dodge and weave, really try not to get hit because your health pool seems very limited. I think he took maybe 4 or 5 hits before his health was like in the red, which that's a lot. That's not a lot of hits. You know what I mean? Not for an action game. Most action games, you jump in and it's like, I'll take it all, right? But
whoever was demoing that was not good at the game.
and
though.
I had that feeling too.
I think that's what a lot of it is too. Like a lot of people have gotten to play the 25-minute vertical slice, and they say the combat is very deep, and that gameplay, with the exception of a couple really cool moments where the guy froze that bolt in the air, grabbed the stormtrooper, and just moved the stormtrooper in front of the bolt and let it go. That's really cool. But I agree with you. I don't think the guy playing, I know whoever was playing was an EA Star player. But I just don't think whoever was playing was very good at it, and it just didn't show good in the gameplay mode.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like they were using pretty much the same combat moves, like just kind of spamming that same.
Sure. Yeah.
Like X maybe.
So I wasn't very keen on this game until I saw an interview with Zampanelli. I can't remember the Respawn's president's name or CEO's name or lead developer's name. But he used the term Metroidvania. So he said the level design they're going for, which very much was not showed off in this demo, is very, very Metroidvania. Move through the level. You're going to see a ton of things that you can't do, but you are encouraged to come back after completing certain tasks and getting new abilities and find those zones and unlock more of like the story and different ability, all this other stuff.
It's just like basic game design, though.
It is kind of basic game design, but when you use that term Metroid Metroid does that so well, because there's plenty of times in Metroid where it's like, man, I want to know what's there. You know what I mean?
That's good because like in the
it just seemed like a boring Uncharted game.
Well, it's just like Uncharted or even like Halo. It's just like you just play the level and then and then you're done. You know,
Sure, yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I was getting from it.
Exactly.
Or if y'all ever played Jedi Knight, like it reminded me, like it's basically that, but just like upscale.
Yeah, 100%. Super linear. The lightsaber combat doesn't look great to me. Like I said, Force Unleashed was awesome. Like that game is the epitome of action Star Wars game to me.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's probably like an early demo, and this is probably the only horse they're riding as far as Star Wars goes right now.
Maybe, dude. They're probably 3 months from going gold. We're talking November 15th in a release date. Yeah, so we're probably talking 3 months out of going gold. Okay, so this is I got a feeling this is
it.
What we saw is going to be very close.
What I'm placing my bets on is this game was not canned. If it was bad or if they did not fully believe in it, they would have canned it because they've done it before.
No, you're right.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm thinking like, if this is the one they're putting their money on, fuck it.
Sure,
I'll trust them.
What were you hoping for out of this game then? If like expectations?
You know what, man? That's a really good question. I honestly have no idea what I was expecting out of this. I I don't think I was expecting much because number one, and this is not a jab at Respawn, but I don't like Titanfall. That's just not my game, and I also didn't like Apex. So Respawn is not a developer that I think highly of. Not because they're not great game developers. I just don't like their games. And so a Star Wars developed Respawn game just didn't appeal to me. So I guess I already went into this thing with low expectations. And even then it kind of almost didn't meet those. I think I'll still be there on day one though. I think, especially with hearing more and more interviews about the game, I think I'll still be there. It's just one of those games where I'm not going to, I won't like platinum the thing, right? I won't get the 10,000 achievement score or anything like that, or 1,000 achievement score. I won't platinum it in any way, shape, or form.
It might be a little sad, but this is honestly what I was expecting from this game.
Sure.
And I mean, like y'all said, like what was shown in the demo wasn't, very enticing, very exciting, but I also feel like there is more to the game than what the demo showed. They're not going to show you all the cool stuff, obviously, and whatnot. But it got me. I'm a big Star Wars fanboy.
Sure, same.
It got me hyped.
Same.
The scene y'all talked about, the blaster bolt, he pulls him into it. Like,
same.
That's Star Wars right there.
The thing that excited me the most was seeing Saw Gerrera, seeing Forrest Whitaker's character. Like, I love that even before this game is out, we know, hey, we're canon, right? We are 1,000% canon because fucking Forrest Whitaker's in this game. And that really excites me, except... Again, Trey and I talk about this all the time. I don't need to know what happened in between episode 3 and 4. I don't need to know that.
I was literally just going to bring that up. I was surprised that seeing Forrest Whitaker's character excited you, because of all the conversations of like, please, let's get away from this timeline.
Yeah, and that's so my point being, Taylor, you've never been a part of these conversations, but Trey and I don't want to speak for Trey, so I am very, very tired of the story of the Resistance. Because from 1980, when the book started being written, that's what they focused on. All the way through the reset of the canon into Rogue One. The first Star Wars movie outside of the real trilogy was a Resistance fucking movie. And all the comics are based in the Resistance. All the games for Star Wars Force Unleashed 1 and 2 was the start of the Resistance back in old canon. It's always about that. And I'm so fucking tired of hearing about the Resistance because we know what happens. This is why Knights of the Old Republic back in 2002 was so good, because it's a brand new story. It's great and it's amazing. The Old Republic's the same way. Give me something after episode 9. Give me substance. Give me something that I don't know the ending to, because guess what? I know the ending to this game. Right? He's probably going to die because all the Jedi are dead come episode 4. So it's like, or he's going to go into hiding somewhere or something like that.
Yeah. They have an entire universe to pick from.
And they still go to the same damn thing.
Also,
everyone knows each other. It's a small town.
Not all the Jedi are dead, apparently.
Sure, no, you're right.
Also, time travel has been confirmed in Star Wars canon. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels. With Ahsoka and
whatever.
Kanan. No, Ezra. Yeah,
Ezra. Yeah, you're right. So
that's also how I think Palpatine is coming back in the next one.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not super looking forward to it, but I think I'll be there on day one.
Right.
Moving forward.
Enough of EA.
Moving forward, Square Enix. Again, I'm not sure why they have these conferences. But we're gonna fucking get to it right off the bat. Last thing they showed in that show was Marvel's Avengers. We got a date of May 15th, 2020, and I swear to fucking God, this game looks just what? And I tweeted this out. Mm-hmm. And this is not coming from a giant fanboy of the Marvel universe, because I haven't even seen all the movies yet. This is coming from I've been playing games for 30 fucking years, and what you just showed me looked like a CG trailer for a mobile game. That's the vibe I got from this.
Yeah, I feel that. So going into this, obviously, me being me, I was very excited about
sure,
just any
it's
like
Marvel stuff. I'm assuming you two were like, ah.
Well, yeah, leading up to it.
Taylor, okay.
Well, no. Big Marvel, fan, but even seeing it still just. I think I hyped myself up too much for it.
Sure, and apparently the humidity in San Francisco is through the fucking roof because everybody's hair is the poofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I just don't understand the character designs. You don't have to model them off of Evans and Downey Jr. You don't have to make them look like that. But and
they didn't.
Yeah,
they did not.
But like you're coming from a game like Crystal Dynamics, they do fucking Tomb Raider, and where Lara Croft looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
To this, where it's like the Avengers look. Thor looks like a fucking dork.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. I don't get the character design.
It was weird. So they played the trailer after a long time. Their conference felt like it was long as hell.
Yeah.
Anytime I thought they were going to show Avengers, it was another Final Fantasy something. I was like, oh my god, how many Final Fantasy remakes and reboots and
all of them.
Literally all of them.
Yep.
But so the trailer comes on, and that was unfortunately most of what was on my mind while watching it. I was like, am I excited for this? Am I excited to play an Avengers game?
Sure.
Yes. Did it look great? Not at all.
Yeah.
And some people were saying like, oh, well, let's, wait for gameplay and whatnot.
Sure.
If you look at that trailer, there are parts of that look like gameplay.
Sure, it looks like
which
gameplay.
Still didn't look good.
Yeah, I don't... Man, I don't know. I just don't know. I wasn't hyped for this game from the get-go because honestly, like I've already got this game in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But like I don't know, man. I don't know. This game just does not look appealing in any way, shape, or form. Now, there have been people that saw behind closed door gameplay demos, and they've come out saying one of the guys, a YouTuber, Skill Up, I think his name is, he got a chance to interview the developers, and his first question was, why didn't you show what you're showing people behind closed doors at the conference? Because now you guys are being made fun of because of your conference showing, when all you had to do was show them what you just showed us, and it'd be a completely different story. So I'm interested to see what they're showing behind closed doors.
Yeah. Positives coming out of this announcement or this teaser. So not so much dealing with the trailer itself, but more so the conference side of it.
Sure.
They broke down some of, it's going to have an expansive roster.
Sure.
Which is cool. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just going to stick with
Sure.
the main Avenger core, and then that's all you're going to get.
Sure.
Having, I want to say it said crossplay.
Maybe I can't remember.
I think it said crossplay, possibly. It did.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It was weird that they decided to announce some PlayStation exclusives from the stage.
It's not weird. It's stupid.
That's a very strange move to go ahead and make a divisive thing like that known. Is it surprising? No,
but it's stupid to announce it on stage.
Maybe they were legally obligated to do so.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And then obviously, I feel like we can't pass up this without talking about the voice cast.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
the fact that they have so many heavy hitters being like the main cast.
I mean, I would venture to say they have the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And Troy Baker, Nolan North, and especially Laura Bailey.
Yeah.
Travis Willingham being there is fucking great, and who's playing fucking not Scarlet, because Nolan North is doing Iron Man,
Mm-hmm.
Troy Baker's doing the Hulk, Travis is doing Thor, Bailey is Scarlet. Who was the fifth guy? Who's the fifth? Oh, Cap. Liam something's doing Cap. He less well known, but they got a phenomenal voice cast.
Yeah,
that is the one thing keeping me excited about this game.
Sure, yeah.
Is hearing some of my favorite voice actors, do what they do best.
And they sound great. They sounded great in the trailer. They sounded fucking amazing. I would have put Troy Baker at Iron Man, but Nolan North is doing a fucking amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but you did skim over everything post launch is free.
Yes, sorry, that's one thing I meant to add too.
So the
expansive roster, and it'll be free.
The expansive roster. They had already announced Hank Pym as one of the next characters coming out. When, I have no clue.
Would have thought they would have led with Spider-Man.
I would have thought they
just my
led with
personal
Hawkeye.
opinion. Sure.
Why?
Just because of how prevalent he's become because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I was hedging bets on either Spider-Man or Black Panther.
Maybe.
Black Panther,
Sure,
I could have just
Panther or
seen like him
something like
just
that,
jumping
yeah.
over a rock and just being there.
Yeah.
Like, would have been easy.
Again, just I'm not excited for this game. If you can show me gameplay and show me like, you know, if I want to feel like Iron Man, I've already got Anthem, so I kind of got that Iron Man fantasy out of the way. And like, I don't know, I don't know what it is. Again,
I was real worried that at the end of the conference it's going to be like, here's the release day. Marvel Avengers will be on iOS and Android.
Yeah,
on
it's
this
for
day.
real, dude.
Because I was waiting. I was like, please don't. Even if it looks bad, please don't be a mobile game. Just look like a mobile game.
We're going to blow through a few of these. Outrider, a new game called Outriders coming out third quarter of 2020. No clue what it's about. It looks kind of cool. 3-player co-op, kind of first-person shooter from Square Enix. First-person shooters from Square Enix never have been amazing, but this looks fairly good. Final Fantasy XIV, the MMO, has a new expansion coming out called Shadowbringers. I swear to God, the crowd was the loudest during this. Mm-hmm. Every single time that was when they were the loudest. So, I mean, I guess it's going to be great. I know they're adding gun blades to Final Fantasy XIV, which is a Final Fantasy VIII reference.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of makes me semi want to jump in and try it because I really like the idea of the gun blade.
As someone who has never played any Final Fantasy games, could I jump into this game and be all right?
I don't know.
Do I need to play the
Oh,
other ones?
no. Yeah, this is a standalone thing. This has no connection to 7 or 8. Or,
they're all standalone.
Yeah, they're not all of them. Some of them have sequels.
I would say that pretty much any Final Fantasy game you can jump in and you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, there's a few things like they may not explain what chocobos are, or they may not explain what Moogles are. Yeah, you can laugh at those words. You 100% can laugh at those words. They probably don't.
What are those?
They probably don't. They're like Moogles are little like.
You saw them in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
Moogles
little
are the little shop
things.
the little cat shopkeeper guys.
Okay, yeah, I do know what those are.
Chocobos are giant yellow birds that you ride. They're like
in
they're
every
mixed,
game. That's
yeah,
all
they're
they
a
do.
mix between like
You just ride
ostriches and
them.
chickens.
It's like a Yoshi.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, they probably won't explain what those are, but you don't need to know that. Final Fantasy XIV is its own contained story.
It's one of those things that you'll jump in, they'll say things that you don't understand, and you just kind of accept it.
Sure.
You're like, okay, I'll never know what that
You
means.
just go on and do the gameplay.
It's kind of like the Halo franchise right now.
Sure.
Hey, don't.
We'll get there. We'll get there again. The World of Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a PS4 exclusive. Comes out July 12th, 20. This like in literally like 3 or 4 weeks. I know a lot of people like those games. I'm not freaking whatever. Last Remnant Remastered, which is a Switch exclusive, comes out June the 10th. Wait, it's already out then. Look at that. I really like that game. That game came out on Xbox 360. It was one of those. I wouldn't call it golden era of JRPGs, but Xbox 360 had like a few extremely good JRPGs. Anybody remember this? Lost Odyssey, Star Ocean.
I do remember Lost Odyssey.
Blue Dragon, Last Remnant was one of them. There was some great Japanese RPGs in Xbox. This is one of them.
See, I don't remember the Last Remnant. I guess maybe because Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon, such big names.
Sure, yeah.
That I don't remember
Yeah,
Last
100%.
Remnant.
Last Remnant also, but it also wasn't. I don't think Last Remnant was originally developed by Square, so that might be why. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is getting a remaster first quarter 2020. If you guys don't remember that game, that was it was a GameCube game where you could play 4-player co-op, but all 4 people had to have a Game Boy Advance connected to the GameCube to play. Do you remember this game now?
No, but I remember all their sort of Voltron setups that
That's
Nintendo tried to do.
That's exactly what it was.
The good old days.
Trey will be really excited about this. It's Life is Strange 2 coming out June 10th, 2020. I think I got that wrong. I think the first one is already out. I could be wrong.
What do you mean?
I think the first episode's already out.
I
think it came
is.
out last week.
Yeah.
But
That's usually how they do it. They'll
yeah.
drop like a kind of a
Yeah,
teaser episode.
I might have
and
just
then-
accidentally put 2020, but I'm pretty sure it came out last week.
That's cool. That is something I want to do. I do want to get into because I played.
Trey loves these games.
I watched someone play Life is Strange, the first one, and then I played that in between game, the Captain
Mac.
No, it was like Captain Sparkle, Captain Magic. I don't know.
Captain Sparkles.
It was something like that. It was.
Oh, the one with kid.
Yeah. That was made by the same people.
You cried.
And then, yeah. I don't think I cried.
Yeah, you said you cried.
I might have cried.
Yeah.
But just like playing it, it was fun because I haven't played any like story
like
game.
Story-based walking simulator.
Yeah, I haven't
games.
played one of the walking simulators. So getting to play that, I was like, oh, that's neat. So I might pick up Life is Strange too.
Final Fantasy VIII Remaster is getting a release sometime in 2019. And last, but again, certainly not least, the Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 1, which is a PS4 exclusive, comes out March 3rd, 2020. Now, I've played Final Fantasy VII extensively. Was my first game I ever bought when I bought my own PlayStation when I was a kid. Bought a PlayStation 1. Worked all summer to get one. Bought PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy VII, went home to play, didn't realize you need memory cards. So for a good week, my PlayStation stayed on as I played Final Fantasy VII.
That's good for it.
Yeah, until I could get some more money and go get a memory card.
I've been there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With my GameCube.
So yeah, 100% exactly. And so now we know this is the first episode. They are splitting it into episodes, and it's going to be on 2 Blu-ray discs, and it just takes place in Midgard. Now, coming from somebody who's played Final Fantasy VII before, the Midgard levels maybe take about 20 hours, maybe. Mm-hmm. So, but they said each disc is going to be the length of a full Final Fantasy game. So either they've added a shit ton of stuff to these stories, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but it's 2 Blu-ray discs and it's episode 1. Full price, collector's edition, even announced at $350. I don't know what this game is. I don't know what's going on. It looks great. I'm super excited for it. I love Final Fantasy VII. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies, but I don't understand how they're going to get 2 Blu-ray discs worth of content out of the Midgar section of Final Fantasy VII. That's the beginning of the game.
That's intense. Like that is because how much can one disc even hold? That's a lot.
A Blu-ray disc can hold a shit ton of data.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that it's 2,
yeah,
maybe one is.
I don't know. I have no clue, dude.
No fucking clue. 2 whole games.
I don't know. It's just like that. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how that's going to work.
No fucking clue.
Unless it's going to be like GTA where it was like, here's the install disc and here's the game disc. I don't know.
Well, I was about to say, games nowadays, it's just like you put the disc in and then you install it from the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Weird.
Sorry, we're going. I promise. It's hot.
It is a little warm.
Yeah, it's getting warm in here.
On, but it's warm in here. Moving forward, let's go to... let's get Bethesda out of the way too, because it was meh again. Doom Eternal got a release date on November 22nd this year, 2019. I'm not a Doom fan. I never have been a Doom fan, but I know a shit ton of people love this game and are super pumped.
Is this an official sequel to the game?
Yes, Doom Eternal is an official sequel to the one that came out a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But the one that came out a couple years ago was a remake, wasn't it?
A reboot.
It's a reboot. Yeah, okay. It was like a rebooting of the franchise.
Kind of like Wolfenstein, you know?
Yeah. I played that one, and it actually was really fun. I don't know if I'm not a big Doom fan either.
Sure.
But that was one of those games that I picked up because it just looked cool.
Yeah.
And it's fun to just go around and shoot demons.
Yeah, I think the Horde mode is what interests me most about that game, because I think you can do that co-op.
You can, and then they also announced the new multiplayer mode called Battle Mode, where it's 2v1. 1 player versus 2 people that are playing demons.
Oh.
So.
Kind of neat.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess that genre died off within a year. It was a 4v1 genre.
That was 4v1, not
Whatever.
2v1.
It
completely
different.
Whatever.
What else did they do?
Yeah, I'm lost my spot. Fallout 76 is getting some pretty expansive DLCs coming out. Later in the fall, they're getting a DLC called Wastelanders that is finally adding the long asked for human NPCs in game. I think it's cool. I think that's really awesome that they're listening to the fans. The fans have wanted this since Fallout 76 launched. What I think is not cool is, once again, the internet being douchewads, being like, I can't believe you didn't, internet's like, can't believe you didn't put human NPCs in a Fallout game. Bethesda's like, hey, we're adding human NPCs. The internet's like, human NPCs, that's the dumbest thing in the world. It should have been in there since the beginning. It's like, you guys asked us to do this and we're doing it,
right?
And now you're just making fun of us for it. Like,
so
whatever.
So I'm interested. Is this going to change any of the story that's already in the game?
No. So I mean, I don't want to get super into Whitney and I have been playing the shit out of Fallout 76, but this Wastelanders DLC is basically going to extend the story a year past when you go out of the vault.
Okay.
And
so that's how they explain how there's human NPCs.
Now there's people coming back to Appalachia because Fallout 76. The idea is the only humans there alive were the people coming out of Vault 76, which is why there's that idea. Now, a year later, there's people finally coming back to Appalachia, however you're supposed to say it. And they're setting up human colonies. There's going to be two factions, the humans and the raiders. So you're given the choice. Do you side with raiders? Do you side with humans? The world will evolve around that. They're also evolving a bunch of different locations, like up north on the map, there's a giant crashed space station. It looks like a year later that's turned into the raider base. So they showed footage of like how it's changed. And so, it's really cool how they're pushing the story forward in Fallout 76, which is awesome.
It's kind of like a traditional, or maybe not traditional, but almost like a World of Warcraft. How there are events that progress time in the world of the game.
Which outside of WoW, you kind of really don't see that. I know Guild Wars 2 does a really good job of it. Destiny started doing a good job with Forsaken, but you don't really see that in massively multiplayer online games, an actual world progression. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
The most important question though, can you shoot the NPCs?
I would assume so, because actually no, you know what? Because the NPCs that are currently in the game, you can't kill them.
Because they're robots.
Well, you can kill robots.
That's true.
You just can't. You can't kill the NPCs in the game now. So no, I would assume not. I have no idea though.
Too bad.
You
want that quest? Yeah.
Yeah, and surprise. Oh, see, I think that's probably why
it's
like
you
kill the human NPC and the next guy comes out. He's like, I can't do the quest.
You gotta wait for him to respawn.
Yeah,
that's it.
And the big surprise, maybe not a surprise to people following the game, but they announced Nuclear Winter, which is the Battle Royale mode. And the sneak peek is out now. You can go play it right now. And man,
you don't have to have the game, right?
From June the 10th through the 17th, the game's free to play for anybody.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they announced the free trial for a week. So if you'd like to try Fallout 76, and coming from somebody who ragged on that game when it first came out, it's in a very good spot. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's a shit ton of fun. And they made me like a battle royale game, a battle royale mode. And I think their battle royale is very, very good. There are, it's probably the same as all battle royales. You pick a destination, you load in. There's a giant circle of fire that's consistently getting smaller and smaller and smaller. There's weapons and armor and power armor hidden throughout the map that you can find. You can play solo. You can play on a team that autofills for you. But there's something about Fallout Battle Royale that to me it works better. There is, I don't know what it is. The gameplay in Fallout's not, the gunplay is not the best in the world. We all know this. But there's something about it. And for me, it's a progression system. The fact that I can level up in Battle Royale and unlock things in story mode is just, it's great. It gives me a reason to go do this thing that I don't like doing. But not only do I not like doing it, I actually do have fun doing it in short spurts. I can't sit there for 8 hours and play Battle Royale. There's dudes that are like level 50 already. It's like, you guys play this way too much.
Yeah, I think that's one big complaint for Battle Royales is that usually they don't reward you well for winning the game.
Sure, yeah.
Or they do, but you're just, at the end of the day, you're getting rewarded in a Battle Royale game, which means that nothing you're getting rewarded will help you in the next game.
Right, exactly.
That's just kind of the crux of that genre. And I think that's why this works really well for you.
One thing they do that I don't think any Battle Royale does, you guys can have played more than me, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but there are AI enemies in Battle Royale mode. So
are they?
They're like monsters from the single player story.
Okay.
So if you survive long enough to get to the smallest part of the circle, scorch beasts start showing up. So not only are you fighting the other players, you've also got to deal with what are essentially the dragons of the Fallout universe as well.
Some battle royales have started doing that.
It's super. You're making a face, and it's super.
A lot of faces.
It's super fucking weird, and it's hectic as hell. But man, it's so fun.
But as someone who, like, when I go into a battle royale game and I know that there's 59 other people, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show that my personal skill is better than your personal skill. So adding in a third party that is random, is does not sound fun at all. Or I'm sure in some cases it would be fun.
I get where you're coming from, but the one good thing about the enemies are they're easy to kill. It's not like you've got to unload a shit ton of damage on these scorch beasts to take them out of the sky. Like in single player mode, we're talking like raid bosses. But in this mode, it takes maybe a clip of your automatic weapon to take one down. So they're easy to kill, and it's more of a nuance. But since it's so hectic, since the circle is already super small, and now you've got to deal with that plus the other players, it's a shit ton of fun. One other thing that they do, and we'll move on, is you can also launch nukes in Battle Royale mode. So if you are lucky enough to find 4 nuclear codes in a briefcase, you can launch a nuke. And so once a nuke is launched, if you're ground center, you're dead. But then if you're smart, you launch the nuke where the circle is going to get the smallest. So now if you're not in power armor or hazmat suit, you're going to die from radiation. So the guy who found all the shit, he's basically kind of guaranteed himself a win if you haven't found a hazmat suit or power armor. And it's a super cool another level on top of this thing that makes this battle royale mode way better than any other ones.
Mm-hmm. Are these codes just in random locations?
Yeah, it's just locations? like when you find weapons in Fortnite or something like that, a code could be in this case.
Okay, yeah,
there's only one briefcase on the map, and the person who finds it first is marked on the map. So if you would like to, you could go hunt this cat down that has the briefcase.
Okay, that makes it sound like balance.
It's it is.
I could do this, but also all these people are going to come
100%. It is. And it's just, like I said, it's another level on top of an already... Battle Royale modes are a great mode. I'm not taking anything away from them. Mm-hmm. But these are 2 more levels on top of a great mode that makes it even better.
Yeah.
So
I think the key factor in that is... Battle Royale mode.
Yes.
The fact that it is a mode in a game that you already enjoy that rewards you for playing this certain mode in the true game that you enjoy
100%,
playing.
100%. Real quick, I'm gonna interject something. So Pete Hines is out on stage. This is the vice president of Bethesda. Mm-hmm. He says, "Hey, our development team at ZeniMax Studios, who's been working hard on ESO, has a new project. What's the first thing that comes to your head?" It's like, and now we want to show you what it is. It's like, holy shit, ESO developers working on a new project in Bethesda. What are they going to make? My first thought was I literally got out of my seat and go, oh my God, they're about to announce Fallout MMO. They're literally about to announce Fallout Online. And I'm like fucking ready for it. I'm like fucking power stance ready to get blown off my fucking feet. This woman comes out, nothing against the developer that comes out. She comes out and she's like, "Hi, I'm from ZeniMax Studio. We're here to show you our next project." I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. And then they show me Commander Keen, a mobile game. And I sat down and I actually almost turned it off. I literally almost turned off.
That's it. I'm done.
So Commander Keen got announced sometime in 2019. It's a mobile game. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares at all. 2 games that did get announced to Bethesda, though. However, very interestingly, are a game called Deathloop from Arcane, and Arcane Studios are the ones that made Dishonored, and then Ghostwire Tokyo from the developers of Evil Within, Tango Games. So no dates on either one of those, but they both look insanely interesting.
Yeah, they look really cool. And so my problem with not only this, but most of E3, or this E3 in general, not enough gameplay shown for anything. So it's really hard to get excited about some things when I feel like I'm just watching movie trailers.
If you don't have gameplay, don't come to E3. If you don't have a release date, don't come to E3. If your game is like 2 or plus years out, don't fucking come to E3.
I have no problem.
Period.
If you're not gonna show me gameplay and it's just gonna be a cinematic trailer, that cinematic trailer better end with like, you're coming out this year, so I know I'm gonna see some gameplay next month. You know.
I will add one thing to that.
Okay.
I believe it was last year's whenever they showed Elder Scrolls 7.
100% Elder Scrolls 6.
6.
100%.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Nope, I am not.
I'm fine with that. I'm excited. I'm hyped.
BioWare did it with Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
They showed us Mass Effect 3 3 years before the fucking game came out. It's like, don't fucking do that.
I was hyped for it then too.
Yeah, you're right.
My hype stays. It'll stay for years.
But it's just funny because it's like, especially with games like that, it's like, yeah, of course you're making it. So why do you need to show us this until you're ready to show it?
But it's also like Bethesda. This is the company that literally flipped the switch on how E3 works.
Yeah.
Back in 2016 when Fallout 4 came out.
Yeah, here
they
it is.
literally came
Boom.
out on stage. Here's Fallout 4. We're showing it to you for the first time. It's out in 6 months. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
That's the way it always should be done.
1,000%.
Because there's no, I feel like it should be, I feel like at this point it should be proven that revealing your game early and then trickling out all these details over time
it's
has
dumb.
no reflection on sales
Yeah, it's just
whatsoever.
dumb.
That being said, with Deathloop and Ghostwire, for me, Ghostwire Tokyo looks very interesting.
I'm super intrigued.
Just the trailer again, it's super vague and kind of artsy.
The idea of like a modern day Tokyo with like weird supernatural elements, it sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, and like the trailer made it look almost like a rapture, like people gone.
Yeah.
And then of course you have the sad dog, and it's like I just want to play this game so I can pet
I
that
just
dog.
want to pet the dog. We also have release dates. Not dates. I'm sorry. We have a release date for the new Wolfenstein DLC where you play as BJ Blazkowicz, his daughters.
I was about to say his daughters.
Yeah, his daughters. Youngblood comes out July 26th this year. Pretty damn fucking close. Rage 2 is getting some DLC. No date whatsoever. Again, your game's already out. Why the fuck can't you just tell us when the DLC's out?
Right, yeah, especially for DLC. It's like why?
They did mention ESO a little bit. They announced Scalebreaker as a new DLC coming out in August, and then Dragonhold in November. Ellisware literally just dropped, so I'm sure that's why they didn't take a ton of time on stage.
Right. I would imagine these are going to be smaller DLCs.
Yeah, they're like it's Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and then Dragonhold will be like the final chapter of the Year of the Dragon.
They're making Commander Keen now.
Sure. They're busy. They are busy people.
Taking up all their time.
Is this the what do you call it, the Year of the Dragon?
Yeah, they're calling it the Year of the Dragon.
Is that bringing it into like the Skyrim?
No, there's dragons have showed up in Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay,
so
but it has nothing to do with like the Dragonborn.
I don't know. I haven't played all the way through the story yet. So yeah, you're not going to be the Dragonborn, but I would not be surprised if the Dragonborn shows up in this timeline.
Okay.
And what the heck is a dragon break?
Oh God, don't even get me started on that. Everett. See now you're fucking switching my fucking Elder Scrolls lore nerd fucking switch. Don't start that shit. We also got a little bit on Elder Scrolls Legends.
Speaking of which,
yeah, we got a little bit on Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game that none of us play. I'm not a fan of the online card games.
It looks fun, but I already play Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You play a superior product, I'm sure. Yeah. Then we also got to see Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch. They very, very, very cleverly hashtagged it Switchblades. Coming to Switch Q3 of this year, so sometime in the next few months.
I feel like that was expected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that game would work insanely well on a Switch. And last but not least, they showed off a new streaming tech called Orion. Didn't understand half of it, but it's supposed to make streaming games easier. Whatever. Moving forward to Ubisoft. I think this was on Tuesday. I'm going to get the weird shit out first. They showed a trailer for a new game called Gods and Monsters. Apparently, the tagline was, when you need help, you go to the gods. But when the gods need help, who do they go to? They go to the player character, apparently, which I have no idea what that means. Yeah. They showed a CGI trailer, and nothing else, and this game comes out in February. We're talking like 7 to 8 months away, and we haven't even seen gameplay of this thing yet, so I have no fucking clue.
But hey, put it on the main stage.
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Another game called Roller Champions. Looks like a weird ass mix between roller derby and Quidditch. No shit. That's what it looks like to me.
That's kind of like it was like a Rocket League-esque type thing, right?
Yeah, it was like a Rocket League thing, but you're playing some sort of weird roller derby Quidditch clone. It looks weird. Sometime this year. Just Dance got announced. Of course it did. Whatever. There's a new mobile game coming out called Elite Squad. Now, Everett, if you were watching Ubisoft E3 and all of a sudden you see a black screen and in a silhouette form, you see a guy do this, and you see 3 green lights pop up, and it goes, Bing. What do you think?
Rabbids.
No. Oh, God. You're right. You should think rabbits because Ubisoft did it again. That's the first thing you see. So people are like, oh, my God, they're finally announcing a new Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
nope,
right.
They're announcing Elite Squad, which is a mobile tactics-based game featuring Ubisoft characters as the heroes.
Oh.
Huh.
Lame.
So I wonder if No, I was going to say maybe Splinter Cell would be tied into it somehow, but...
Yeah, I mean, you can play Sam Fisher's one of the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still no new Splinter Cell game. Brawlhalla, which is a really, really good Smash clone, is getting Adventure Time DLC June the 10th next year. I think, actually, no, I'm sorry. I think it's this year again. I probably typed that in wrong. And, yeah, that's all the weird shit. Okay, Division 2. We got a kind of a plan for the year 1 content. The new specialization, the gunner, got kind of like highlighted a little bit, stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing for Division fans is episode 3, which is the last thing of this year. Looks like we're going back to New York to hunt down the main rogue agent from Division 1, Aaron Keener, that's cool. That just seems like a shit ton of fun.
This time it's summer.
Yeah, sure. This time it's summer. Rainbow Six Siege has a new character coming out. I'm sorry, it's already out. Again, looking at dates weird. Rainbow Six Siege got a new character. Looks like a cool, like, James Bondy MI6 type secret agent guy. Really cool looking. Mm-hmm. And they also announced Rainbow Six Quarantine, which is basically taking the Rainbow Six Siege formula. Has anybody played Siege before?
Yes.
It's taking the Siege formula, making it 3-player co-op against zombies. That's what it looks like.
Oh, didn't they playtest that?
It does look like a shit ton of fun.
Like they had that zombie mode for, I think, Halloween?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was Aliens.
No, it was Aliens.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. This looks like Rainbow Six Siege 3-player co-op with zombies. Yeah, like I'm into it. I'm 100% into it.
Yeah, that was fun when I played that.
The only thing I have a problem with is this because they showed. We'll get to Gears in a little bit too. They showed a new Gears mode called Extinction Escape. Yeah, it's 3-player co-op. This is 3-player co-op, and I have a huge issue with 3-player co-op because it's very rare where you just have 3 players. A lot of the time it's 2 or 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we run into this problem with Destiny all the time. It's like, hey, let's all jump on and play Destiny. It's like, okay, there's 5 of us. Well, fuck, now all we can go do is do Crucible shit. It's like we can't go do strikes because one person's going to be left out. That's my only issue with 3-player co-op. I don't like 3-player co-op.
But on the bright side, we don't have to invite Justin to play with us. It's fine.
Good call. Sorry, Justin.
Sucker. We're probably going to play on PlayStation.
Sorry,
what are you talking about?
Sorry, not sorry. Right before we get to the main thing, too, Ghost Recon Breakpoint has a release date of October the 4th, 2020. John Berthinelli came out, announced his character, Colton, something like that. But main part of this whole thing is he brought his dog with him, and it was a cute little pit bull. Beautiful dog.
Everybody loved it.
Everybody loved it. Now, on to the thing of Ubisoft, which is literally having people shit their pants because of what they're promising is Watch Dogs Legion.
And somebody else's pants, apparently.
Yeah, and somebody else's pants, apparently.
Old lady pants.
Watch Dogs Legion comes out March 6, 2020. I got a feeling that might get pushed back, but not much. Maybe not, though. Watch Dogs usually comes out in March. So the biggest thing about this game that they are promising, and I've looked up interviews and follow-ups and everything, and they are promising that you can play as any NPC in the game. Every NPC is randomly generated with stats, backgrounds, what they're good at, if they're a good fighter, a good hacker, a good tech guy, a good shooter. All these NPCs have these stats behind them that's randomized. And if you go up to one of them there is no main character in Watch Dogs Legion. You start the game with probably a random DedSec person, and then you go around and you start recruiting people into this DedSec resistance, and it's anybody. Literally millions of NPCs in this game, and you can recruit any of them. They all come with backstories. They all come with like intro missions to get them to join DedSec. They're still promising like one character could know another. So if you are the cause of one character dying and you want to recruit this guy, He could have been his brother, and he may not join you because he knows you're the reason behind his brother's death. There's a shit ton of things that they're talking about here. All these NPCs are interconnected. I just don't. That sounds fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I don't see how they're going to pull it off.
Sounds like one of those things where too good to be true.
Sure, 100%.
Or if it is true, is that too much of what they focused on and the game is lacking because of it?
See, now,
is it a gimmick that they're like, you can do this, but once you do it, it's like maybe it's not worth it.
I hear where you're coming from, but from Watch Dogs 1 and 2, the gameplay loop of that's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, they just need to build upon that and then add this aspect to the game. And Watch Dogs Legion looks fucking phenomenal. I'm already a Ubi fanboy. Everybody that listens to this podcast knows that. And this is the game that I am super fucking pumped for.
I feel like I could be misremembering, but I remember seeing, I want to say it was Greg Miller, it might have been some other people on Twitter as well, saying like, if Watch Dogs Legion is everything that they're saying it is and everything that we saw behind closed doors, this is going to become some people's, or a lot of people's, like, favorite game just of all time.
Sure, I can totally see that coming. You're talking about endless replayability because you can start a game, go through it, recruit this team of resistance, and the slots, it looked like you could 15, 20, 30, maybe 40 people into this resistance.
Right.
You go through it like that, and then you start a new game, and nobody's the same. You will not have another character part of your resistance that was in your original save. We're talking about endless replayability here, to an extent.
It sounds like the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor.
Yes, 1,000%.
Which more people needed to use anyways.
Yeah, it was
great.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, 1,000% sounds like. So that was Ubisoft. Really, honestly, aside from most of it, Watch Dogs is just super promising. Let's move to Nintendo, and then we'll go to Microsoft. Nintendo was, of course, last to show everything because that's what Nintendo does. I'm going to get the random ass games out of the way because I don't know what any of these are. There's games called Astral Change, Daemon Ex Machina. Actually, Panzer Dragoon was a game on the Sega Saturn that is getting remastered for the Switch. Empire of Sin looks like a weird Mafia game. The Contra Anniversary Collection. Sure, it's Contra, whatever. The Collection of Mana is the Children of Mana games. They're remastering Dragon Quest XI. I don't know why. That game literally came out last year. But those are all games coming to the Switch. Here we go. As Nintendo fanboys across the table from me.
Yes.
Not fanboys, but fans.
No, you can call fanboy.
Fanboy,
right
yes.
here.
Okay. Super Mario Maker 2, which is exclusive to the Switch, got announced June 28th, 2019. I know you don't have a Switch yet, but you were talking Cat's ear off to get a Switch.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I have played the first Mario Maker, really enjoyed it, really watched other people playing it.
Yeah.
It's just it's fun. It's
yeah,
Mario.
Sure.
It's endless. Like if you like that sort of sandbox.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the
platforming.
sandbox mode.
Yeah, sure.
It's fun.
I think I love seeing the weird ass like impossible things that they make and seeing people try to do it. It's really cool.
I love attempting harder levels than I did building my own.
Yeah. Fair enough. I don't want to skip over this, but I'm going to because I'd like to talk about Pokemon when Trey's here. Mm-hmm. But Pokemon Sword and Shield, exclusive on Switch, comes out November the 15th, 2020. They showed off. It wasn't at they showed it at E3, but the announcement came a couple days before E3. We were in Corpus at the time. I think it was like Wednesday or something like that.
I think we talked about it on last week's episode.
Right
so
on.
If you did want to talk about it, you probably can.
On. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure Trey will echo this. I think it's called Dynamaxing. I think that's the dumbest fucking thing in the world.
Preach.
I think it is so fucking stupid. I thought Z moves were stupid.
Ev was here. We talked about this.
I thought Z moves were because Mega Evolutions was the best thing that ever came out of Pokemon in the last 10 years. I thought Z moves were just beyond stupid because I hated the fucking dance. Just let me Mega Evolve more Pokemon.
But no, let's make them all big.
Yeah.
Let's just hold shift and drag to just fucking scale it. And then that's it. Boom, Dynamax.
Back in my day, we just used to get the Pokemon candy and call it a day.
It's so dumb to me that it has become hilarious. It's gone past the point of being dumb and like, ooh, I'm not going to play it, to the point where it's like, you know what? Sure.
I'm
gonna get a giant Pokemon and I'm gonna have fun with it.
So this is my thought process with Dynamaxing. Super fun. God, it sounds so dumb. Gigantic. This is going to what a size Pokemon. Okay, this is my thought when you what a size a Pokemon. Okay,
I love it. I'm here for it.
I think it's just such a fucking stupid idea. However, I understand why they put it into the game. They put it in there for the raid battles.
They put it in for the raid battles.
And raid battles,
lore-wise, it's to make
Pokemon
I don't care,
Go and all that stuff
makes
I don't care
sense.
about the lore. I think raid battles look fucking phenomenal because they showed it off on Treehouse Live and they talked about like, hey, you're going up against this Steelix, right? Everybody knows Steel ground type. Oh no, straight Steel. Steel Rock, actually. Sorry. Actually, I don't know what Steelix is. I know it's Steel something. Anyway,
Steel Rock.
They're talking about going up against this raid battle Steelix. You would want to talk about who's gonna, because you can as a raid team only one Pokemon gets to be Dynamaxed, right? So you're like, okay, well, who should we let Dynamax? They chose an Arcanine, great idea, fucking Fire Blast, and then they had a Togekiss casting Reflect on the entire team. They had a Ludicolo consistently refreshing Sunny Day, and they had a Lucario buffing the attack of Arcanine. That sounds fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, having a D&D party.
Yeah, exactly. Having to work together in a turn-based combat in Pokemon, I never thought I wanted, but now that I know how it works, I love it. I love it, and I need it.
It almost sounds like you're taking a lot of Final Fantasy elements,
1000%,
putting it into Pokemon,
and making it multiplayer. Instead of one person controlling everything, you're constantly communicating. It's like, hey, I think my turn is next. Let me get off a Reflect. Blah 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 blah. Now's a good time to what a size. Do it. You know what I mean? Like it's the raid battles look fucking phenomenal in Pokemon, and the open world, where you can fully control the camera.
The wild area.
Very much gave me a Legend of Zelda vibe, which I love.
Did the Machoke running down the player character give you a Legend of Zelda vibe?
Dude, it's like, it's fucking terrifying, this Machoke going, yeah. It's fucking terrifying, man.
Came to the wrong neighborhood.
This game looks so much better than Sun and Moon.
Sure. Oh,
and
dude, Sun and Moon is the worst Pokemon game that's ever come out.
The emphasis on
my own opinion
on the gym battles and how they're these big spectacles, and obviously cool. The stadium for the Dynamax, everything that has been shown about this game has looked better than Sun and Moon.
I 1000%. I couldn't agree with you more. I thought Sun and Moon was the weakest Pokemon game that's ever come out.
It's too linear. It was all around.
The only thing that is very, very, very much disappointing to me is that they cleared up on Treehouse Live how Pokemon Home works. So on Pokemon Home, they had to use like, hey, you can just transfer your Pokemon into this from any Pokemon game. Just transfer them in, and then you can transfer them to Sword and Shield. Sounds great. There's a limitation apparently. They have curated whatever this region is, their Pokedex. And not all 700 Pokemon are in this Pokedex. Yep. So there are some Pokemon that will not be able to be transferred into Sword and Shield. We don't know who it is or which ones they are, but they've limited what Pokemon can be transferred.
Yeah, they said what
that's
region
really
it was.
disappointing. That's really disappointing. Gala region or something like that? I can't remember.
I think so.
Anyway, that's really, really disappointing.
One thing that has kind of bugged me for a while now about Pokemon is it doesn't feel as rewarding to me to complete my Pokedex because I can take Pokemon from one game and just bring them over.
It makes it really fucking easy.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it too easy. It doesn't feel. And then you just look up on like Pokemon guides and stuff, and boom, you have all of the Pokemon. It's like cool.
We talked about this. Talked about this when Home was first announced. Is that you can take your Pokemon Go, your shinies, which even if you play Pokemon Go casually, you should have a butt ton of fucking shinies, and you just transfer them into Sword and Shield, which to me really takes away the specialness of having a shiny. It was great playing like Black and White and X and Y back in the day, where it's like you're fighting online, all of a sudden somebody throws out a shiny Charizard, and you're like, holy shit, he's got a fucking Chinese Charizard.
This guy's a badass.
Yeah, and this guy's put so many hours in this game. Now it's going to be like he throws out a shiny Charizard. It's like, oh, you know what? I'll just throw out my shiny Charizard too. Not a big deal. Fuck you.
In all of the years of me playing Pokemon, I have only ever encountered two shiny Pokemon.
I've encountered 3
in the wild, and one of them I could not catch.
Yeah, I've encountered 3. One was my Ho-Oh and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. My first one was a Sneasel in black and white, and the ugliest fucking shiny in the world, dude. Have you seen a Weavile or shiny Sneasel?
No.
He's pink, like we're talking Barbie pink with like yellow feathers in his hair. It's disgusting.
I can top that. Doug Trio, I believe, was the one.
He's like this weird fucking green.
No, he was regular, and then he had a blue nose.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right.
And I was like, I thought it was a glitch in the game at first, because that was the only thing that was different, if I recall right.
I have no problem with weird-ass looking shinies. My least favorite is whenever a shiny is just like a slightly different shade.
Like Glaceon?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, it pisses me off. I'm like, you bastards.
Holy shit, it's already 7 o'clock. So moving forward, here we go. March the 20th, 2020, Switch exclusive, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Woo!
Justin,
I'm excited.
Go ahead and freaking take it out and jerk off.
I'm ready for it. Like, we're running short on time, so I won't bring it out too much. It's really exciting. Everyone who loves Animal Crossing is super excited about this. Yeah. Been waiting for something for Animal Crossing on the Switch. Whenever they announced Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, obviously we all knew, like, okay, like eventually something for the Switch is coming.
Sure.
And then they did the teaser last year. So it was cool to get something solid. And we do have a release date. I'm surprised that it's that far away, though.
Well, only bad thing is they push it back. They made that announcement. It's like, hey, we have to push it back. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. That's fine. The
reasoning for pushing it back...
Make it better.
Is... not only to make it better, but the whole point of it was we don't want our employees to have to deal with crunch. So they're giving them more than enough time. Whether that's the true reason,
I was going to say that's
who knows? Could that be a PR reason? More than likely.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. I'm pretty sure this is a Switch exclusive, but I couldn't actually find confirmation on Switch exclusive, but I'm fairly sure it is. Comes out July 19th, 2019. Maybe a month away. Biggest thing that came out of E3, though, is there is paid DLC and a season pass coming fall 2019, which is just dumb. Yeah. If I want to play as the X-Men, I have to pay to play as the X-Men, and that is just dumb.
And it's dumb because that was like a big selling point for this Ultimate Alliance.
Of course, it's Ultimate fucking Alliance.
X-Men are in it. Like, yes, like Magneto's a big part of this. Boom, here we go. Oh, you want to play as the X-Men? You got to pay for that.
Fire Emblem Heroes got a release date of July 26, 2019. That is also a Switch exclusive. It's Fire Emblem. I mean, anybody who's a Fire Emblem fan is a Fire Emblem fan. I know I am. I'm very much looking forward to that. Resident Evil 5 and 6 remakes, or more like ports, got announced for the third quarter of 2019, so sometime this year. Smash Brothers is also getting some new DLC. Banjo and Kazooie is getting added into Smash Brothers, which is kind of cool. And the Dragon Quest some of the Dragon Quest characters are getting added into Smash Brothers. I feel like now they're pulling at strings. I feel like now they're at the bottom of the barrel and they're pulling out like the already cracked peanuts. Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like they're really grasping at shit.
I'm surprised,
especially with the Dragon Quest heroes.
The Dragon Quest heroes, yes. Banjo and Kazooie. I know that's something a lot of people have been asking for. My question is, why?
I don't know. That's what I mean.
I played Banjo Kazooie back in the day. Like, it was fun.
There's a big. It's like Crash. It's a big following of people that aren't Argent. Like, it's in between you and I's generation that love Banjo and Crash.
Okay. Yeah, I just the internet, like,
you know what I'm talking about
over this. I was just like, I mean, it's cool, but
I'm on the Banjo Kazooie train, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is it just like a nostalgia thing more than anything? Because
maybe. I mean, it was a good game, Banjo Kazooie 1 and 2.
I mean, it was. They were good games, but those both came out on N64.
Yeah.
That is the thing that I'm curious about. Is there haven't been any remakes or remasters or really like.
Yeah, no, there was a Banjo-Kazooie on Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah, there was. But other than that, like, it's not a series that has carried on a whole lot, so I'm just really surprised that many people have this nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just has to do with Rare then, right? It's more of a Rare.
Rare's a very beloved company.
Okay.
A really cool exclusive that got announced for sometime in 2019 is the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. It's basically set in Jim Henson's Dark Crystal universe, but it's a Final Fantasy Tactics type game. Looks great. Looks like It's like a Fire Emblem type game.
TV show's coming out, right?
Yeah, TV show starts on Netflix later on this year, I think. It looks cool, man. I'm a big fan of the Dark Crystal, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see something Netflix get announced on the main stage.
Luigi's Mansion 3 has not a release date, but it is sometime this year. It's also a Switch exclusive. It has some new mechanics where you can play as Gooigi, where you can kind of like turn yourself into like a weird green jelly version of Luigi. But it's still, I think
some say that's a normal Luigi.
I think Luigi's Mansion has a really big cult following, so this will be successful.
Yes, it does.
No More Heroes 3 got announced for sometime in 2020. Trials of Mana got announced for sometime in 2020. And Contra Rogue Corps, which looks like a third-person version of Contra, comes out later on this year in September. On to the big things. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening comes out September 20th, 2019 this year. We knew that was coming out.
Just a release date.
Yeah, just a release date now. It's just Link's Awakening, but it's remastered, really cool art style. It's Legend of Zelda. It's Link's Awakening, probably one of the best Legend of Zeldas, to be completely honest.
It's a classic. So.
Yeah. Witcher 3. This was, I saw this and I was like, what? Witcher 3, the Wild Hunt Complete Edition, comes out sometimes this year on Switch.
So you saw this and you were like, what? And then you saw this.
And then I saw it, and it's like, okay, so they've downscaled the graphics immensely. In handheld mode, this game runs at 540p. We're talking Wii resolution, okay? Docked, we're pushing 720p.
I'm disgusted.
It's so, dude, people have lost their shit for this. Now, let me lay something out for you, okay? Right now, a Nintendo Switch costs $299. Mm-hmm. This game, when it comes out, is full price at $60. So you're looking at dropping $380 with tax to play Witcher 3.
It is the Wild Hunt collection, so it's not just the base game. I mean,
you can pay $150 for a used Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and $20 for the complete edition of Witcher 3 on respected consoles, and spend less than $200 to play a far superior version of Witcher. Who the fuck is this for?
I think the thing that, and we've talked about this before, if you're a Witcher fan, or if you're someone who wants to play The Witcher, you're not sitting there with your only console being
and the Nintendo Switch 100%.
And you're like, oh, fucking finally, I can play Witcher 3.
The like, people
dude.
I don't know who this is for. I honestly don't. I don't get it. I do not get it. But whatever.
And part of the reason you play Witcher 3 is because like it looks really good, especially for the time that it came out.
100%. It's a gorgeous game.
So why are you going to play it with such shit resolution?
Oh, because I can play it on the go. I can play it on the bus, everybody. Like,
who are you fooling? You're not going anywhere, man.
You're playing The Witcher. You're not going on the bus.
Your Switch has been docked for a year.
That's the thing, though. You know people are going to buy it.
Of course they are. But
that's why they made it. That's why they're doing this, because people are going to buy it.
And I know. And it's the Nintendo hardcore that's going to buy it. And they're the ones why this shit comes out. And they're fucking dumb. And last but definitely certainly not least, Nintendo announced that they are making a sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Biggest surprise of E3.
Come on, man. Like, I've seen, the GIF where the people are in the bar and it shows like they're watching this. It's a soccer game, and they're like, and they've superimposed. Nintendo is currently developing a Breath of the Wild, and they're like, it's like, who didn't know this was happening, guys? Breath of the Wild is literally the best-selling Zelda game of all time. Mm-hmm. It single-handedly sold Switches at the beginning in that first year. It's not the best-selling Switch title, but it's consistently in the top 5 best-selling Switch titles.
Do you know what the best-selling is? I thought it was.
Best-selling Switch game is one of the Mario games, Mario Odyssey or something like that. But if you didn't think they were making a sequel to Breath of the Wild, you're an idiot. That being said, hey, super cool. I think Breath of the Wild is a fine game. I don't think it's a good Zelda game. I think it's a great game. I just do not think Breath of the Wild is a good Zelda game at all.
I agree.
They took away everything that's Zelda. They took away everything that makes Zelda great in the crazy, forest dungeon, water dungeons. They took away everything that made Zelda great and just made a watered-down Skyrim. Mm-hmm. Not bad. I think it's a great game, but it's just not a good Zelda game. So
it feels like they had a game and then they said, we could just reskin this as Zelda and it'll be good.
Yeah, kind of. Moving forward, Microsoft. We're going to run through these fairly quickly. First and foremost, Cyberpunk 2077 has a release date of April the 16th, 2020, and fucking Neo's in Cyberpunk 2077.
Dude, so I'm watching it live, and Like I've talked about it a little bit before. I'm pretty excited about Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm still not sold on it yet. Still not.
Interesting. So I am pretty excited about it. I'm watching a trailer. I'm feeling it. It's like, okay, cool. Like nothing we really haven't seen before.
It's gritty. It's neon-y. Looks cool.
Cool. Yeah. More of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Gets to that end of the trailer. Someone's standing there. They kneel down. And I literally turned to Brie. I was like, is that fucking Keanu Reeves? Is Keanu Reeves in this?
My first tweet was, fuck you, Hideo Kojima. We got Keanu Reeves. Get the fuck out of here with your Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen.
For real,
fuck you. I'm still not sold on it yet, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to play it. I'm just not sold on it yet. We're going to skip this next one and get to it last. Project Scarlet, which is Xbox's new console,
right,
got talked about. And they spouted a shit ton of jargon that I don't know what any of the fuck it means.
Right.
And they promised load times are a thing of the past. That's all they did. That's it. That's it, guys. Hey, this thing comes out in like a year and a half, but we're not going to show you anything. Hey, Sony, you have an opportunity to fucking sink Microsoft's battleship at PSX this year. You show PlayStation 5... You know, I don't believe in console wars, but as far as I'm concerned, you just need to show it in December and you fucking won.
Okay, they are now in a position to where they can maybe not win the console war.
No, but they can sure as hell get a leg up just by showing it to us. Who the fuck? Come on, Microsoft. Every single gamer in fucking on Earth was ready for you to show us a goddamn box. And you know what you showed us? You showed us a bunch of your developers. You showed us some faces and some names that I'm never going to remember. And you talked about teraflops.
Yep.
I got nothing from that, man.
It's guaranteed that the Master Chief is inside every console, though. That's the most important thing.
And like Everett pointed out earlier, they have also custom built an SSD from the ground up for this. Cool, man. You know what you did announce? Fable, you fucking cowards. God damn it.
Yeah, it was rough.
October 2020. No, actually, I'm sorry. I think this is this year's again. Man, my dates are way off. October of this year, we are going to get Project xCloud, which is going to be Microsoft's streaming service. Launches in October.
Which they also didn't even really explain that much.
They said enough to where I got the vibe that as long as your Xbox is online, it is your server. So you could be able to sign. You would be able to sign onto your Xbox on your computer, on your phone, and stream those games from your Xbox.
Okay.
That's the vibe I got from it, which is the vibe of like Google Stadia. That's what this whole thing is.
Yeah.
Is being able to use an off-site thing to play these games on anything that supports Google.
I think in Microsoft's case, I think it's their specific cloud services.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. But your Xbox would essentially act as a server, and you can play the games on your Xbox on your mobile as long as it's all connected together.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I think that is cool, especially like technological advancements.
Sounds great.
Super neat.
We've talked about this. I'm all for the streaming future.
Yes, I'm all for streaming future, but as far as like market wise, I will never use this.
Yeah.
This is one of those features that like I won't use. It's like the PlayStation Play Anywhere.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Second screen.
Yeah.
I've never used that.
Yeah.
If I'm away, I'll be away from my Xbox.
On stage, surprisingly, on Microsoft stage, probably because Sony wasn't there is the reason it was here, is Elden Ring, which is From Software's new game, being co-developed, co-written, this guy's helping write the entire world. He's got his hands on it. George R.R. Martin is helping to write and create this world for this game. Very much is going to be another Dark Souls-esque game, but it's going to be written by George R.R. Martin, which is pretty exciting.
I mean, it's exciting, but if you could hurry up with the books first, that would be cool.
Well, that's why,
he's definitely not.
Those books aren't ever coming out. Another Tales of Arise, which is part of the Tales series, comes out in 2020. This one looks really cool to me. It was really pretty. I've never heard of this game, but apparently it's a big deal in Japan called Crossfire X, which is a time exclusive, and it's on Games Pass sometime in 2020. No clue what this game is. Literally, they showed a trailer, and it looked like a normal Ghost Recon Rainbow Six type game.
Speaking of Games Pass,
No fucking clue.
It's not really on this list, but the whole Games Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, no, I didn't put that on there.
That is something that I was hoping that they would do.
Yep.
And it's super cool. Something that they did, if you're listening to this, sorry, you're probably too late, but they had a deal going on that day where you could upgrade for $1. Yep. What people found out is
$1 for 1 month.
Is it $1 for 1 month? Mm-hmm. Because I saw...
Maybe. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
I saw a lot of people...
out of my ass.
So I saw a lot of people saying, and basically confirming this, I didn't do it, that it was upgrading your existing membership to Games Pass Ultimate. Oh. So what people were doing were purchasing the maximum of like 3 years of Xbox Live and then upgrading with that $1 to then have that your whole thing turn into... Game Pass Ultimate.
Then it's just like a one-time payment, but then you're like, aha.
Exactly.
Upgrade.
It's upgraded. Like they were paying about $180, but you're upgrading it to that plus Game Pass.
Saving, what, 50%?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I didn't do it. I was like, are you saving money? Yes. Yeah. Am I guaranteed that I'm going to be playing Xbox Ultimate for the next 3 years? Probably not, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Another thing announced, May 2020 is Phantasy Star Online 2. I'm excited for this. I play Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube quite a bit, so I'm pretty fucking excited for this. Gears of War 5 is an Xbox exclusive and will be on Games Pass. Comes out September the 10th, 2019. We talked about it a little bit. There's a new mode called Escape that I think you can still download and play it and try it. Mm-hmm. But it's basically, it's almost like a battle royale where you're trying to get away from this virus and move through the level as you're killing things. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't say battle royale, more like
no. I'm talking about the idea that you're consistently being closed in upon, and you got to keep moving forward.
Yeah. It's like a horde mode and one part of a battle royale. Like
exactly. Where there's a cloud of dust or a cloud of poison consistently pushing you forward, where you have to make it through all this. So yeah, it looks neat. Also, a new mobile Funko Pop game got shown again. Still no date. Nobody cares. State of Decay 2 Heartland, which is an Xbox exclusive on Games Pass and is Play Anywhere, is out that day. Well, they did that. Hey, here's our new State of Decay stuff. Boom, go download it now. Really cool shit. Love that game. Forza Horizon 4 Lego Speed Champions. Exclusive Games Pass and Play Anywhere. Comes out June the 13th, 2020. So it came out today.
They had a cool like life-size Lego nice car.
Yeah,
on
it was cool, man.
Neat.
The Forza Horizon guys are also working on Fable. Show us Fable. I don't care about your Lego expansion. Whenever they said Playground Games going to show off something cool, and then it went with the Forza, I was couldn't care less about your Lego game.
Why?
Dying Light 2 was on that stage as well. It was on Square Enix's stage as well, but it was
personal favorite.
It was showed first on Microsoft Q2 of 2020.
Is that something you're excited for?
Oh yeah. It's a good game.
I played the first one. I didn't play a whole lot of it because it was scary.
Yes, it was. Especially at night.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the first-person shooter parkour. I wish that game was third-person shooter. I would love it
I
more.
really enjoyed the first Dying Light, but I got to a point where I was like, oh, I have to go to sleep to do this mission at night.
Yes, it is. It's okay. It's the perfect co-op game. So if you have like a friend to play with, it is so good. The
second series in the Xbox One Elite controller got announced. Literally, the tagline for this controller is, and I quote, "Now more elite than ever."
Where do I buy one?
Take my money now.
You want to buy one? Yeah. The selling price I want to say is $170.
$170, almost $200. October 28th, 2019. So coming out pretty soon.
It looks pretty cool. The thing that got me was like the you can adjust the tension on the joystick.
You can that was
cool.
So Logitech just came out with a new PlayStation controller called the C20 where you can do that on too. So but it's like $200.
Yeah,
I want it real bad, but I'm not going to pay $200.
Like that's cool. I'm not big on having the extra buttons and everything, but getting to adjust the tension on those bad boys, that's pretty neat. Dragon
Ball Z Kakarot got announced for 2020. You're basically playing as Goku through his entire legacy of the Z series, is from what I understand.
Because if you haven't gotten enough of that story,
let's play it again. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga got announced for 2020. I had no clue that was going to come back, but hey, sweet.
Which is apparently not even just like a remaster of like
it's a remake of everything. Episode 1 through 9. whole thing.
And I like the Lego games.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're fun.
That would be cool.
Psychonauts 2, which is a Game Pass game, no date, but Double Fine did make the announcement that they're now part of Microsoft.
That was cool. I'm a big Psychonauts fan.
I am too. Psychonauts.
too.
Man. Psychonauts. I love Psychonauts. That looks great.
And if anyone can bring a game back from the dead, it's Microsoft.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't say Psychonauts is dead.
Well, also, but also,
it's purgatory.
Schaefer's always makes great games. Yeah. Just period. Wasteland 3, which is it's like a original Fallout type clone, got shown on the Microsoft stage. No date. Looks cool. Minecraft Dungeons, which is on Game Pass, got announced for second quarter 2020. It is literally a top-down Diablo-style RPG in Minecraft.
I didn't want to like it, but I kind of liked it.
I'm with you, dude. I hate Minecraft, but this game looks fucking fun.
Like, it was showing more and more of the gameplay. I was like, all right.
Looks like a shit ton of fun.
I can dig it.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps got announced. A release date got announced for February 11th, 2020. It is exclusive to Microsoft and it will be on Games Pass. I know Trey loves that game, and that's a beautiful fucking game. Yet again, another Battle Royale got announced called Bleeding Edge, which is the Microsoft exclusive and will be on Games Pass. No announced date whatsoever.
That was the one that kind of had like the Borderlands look to it, right?
I would have said it's like an Overwatch Battle Royale. That's the vibe I got from it. It doesn't look like Overwatch, but yeah, it's got
the heroes are very different.
Yeah, it's like Apex Legends. You have the heroes and they're all crazy and they're different, but it's a Battle Royale.
I already have Apex Legends. It's just it's more of the same.
Sure.
More of the same.
It'll last forever. No.
And then Obsidian's new game, The Outer Worlds, is a Game Pass. It will be on Games Pass. It was on Microsoft stage and got announced for October 25th, 2020. Now, back to the top, because the thing that people are losing their shit over again, because it's just that's what you shit your pants for, is Halo Infinite. We got to see a cinematic trailer for it. Comes out quarter 4 2020. Will launch with the Xbox Scarlet, whatever that's going to be called. Man, I said it when we first saw the Halo Infinite trailer. This game looks weird. It's too clean. It's too polished. I don't know how to describe it. It does not look good to me.
It looks different, especially so seeing this one. It was weird because,
and I mean aesthetically. I don't mean like it looks weird.
Yeah,
everything looks too clean and polished. It doesn't look it almost like if I'm looking at this room right now with my own eyes. Imagine putting a sheen over all of that, and that's what Halo Infinite looks like. I don't like that at all.
Well, not only that, so I get that. I can see that for sure. But even watching this trailer, so the trailer one, I thought it, vibe wise, or just kind of like the overall feel of it, it was cool. Like it looks.
I don't want to take it. The moment he does the wipe of the thing, and you see Chief there. It's like, I'll be honest with you, because he does the wipe and you hear the dun, dun, dun. It's like, cool shit, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, man.
It was cool. It was cool. But that being said, they're definitely going for something different with this Halo. Like normally whenever you have a Halo release, it's usually centered around some big battle, or you have like airdrops, or you have something along those lines.
Well, sure.
This one you have like this stranded feel.
As far as we know. I seriously doubt they're going to change the formula of Halo.
Maybe.
I mean, they also, all the advertising and stuff for like Halo versus Law cutting down Halo.
Oh, yeah, Halo 5. That was
big,
like,
sure, yeah.
And take this trailer with a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly. I think
who's seeking the truth, or whatever it was.
At least for the big lore takers, I kind of like. Oh, I'm sure we'll talk about. I want to talk about it with Trey next week. Is the big takeaway is the guy after Chief wakes up goes, "Hey, we fucking lost."
Yeah. And like, the Halo's destroyed.
One of the Halos is destroyed. It's like, oh shit, we lost. Holy shit, you know. Anyway, so I'm interested. I stopped liking Halo after Reach, to be completely honest with you, but I'm interested.
I thought it's not gonna get as good as Reach. Ever.
No, Halo Reach is hands down the best Halo game that's ever come out.
Master Chief Collection now, so
that's true. Halo Reach is phenomenal. Okay. So that was the conferences as a whole. There were games that are being showed at E3 that weren't necessarily on stages. Larian Studios, the game that we love a lot, the developer we love a lot, we played Divinity Original Sin and got our asses kicked by scarecrows. They are currently working on Baldur's Gate 3, releasing in 2020. I am fucking pumped for this, man. Fucking pumped. Even cooler for you D&D nerds out there. Mike Merles was on stage announcing they are also putting out a tabletop module to set up this game, so you can play through a module of D&D and then go play this game, and it's like it looks great. It looks fucking great.
I wonder. So, is the module? Are there like preset characters that you should play from the module? And
usually Baldur's Gate they let you
just make
create
your own
character.
That'd be cool. You're going from tabletop and then you can make it in game. That'd be cool.
I think that's the idea.
Do you have to play the module?
No, it's like a prequel. You don't have to play it or anything like that. Borderlands 3 is being showed off quite a bit. September 13th, 2019. We know this. We're looking forward to it. The big surprise, however, is they announced a DLC for Borderlands 2 called The Fight for Sanctuary that is out now. And apparently it's very, very good. So if you're still playing Borderlands 2, go out there and get it.
And it comes with the Handsome Collection.
It does come with the Handsome Collection.
Which is...
It's free on PlayStation Plus right now.
And I think it's available on Games Pass.
It's also on Games Pass. You're 100% right. Shenmue 3 finally got a release date of November 19th, 2019. I guess that Kickstarter money they asked for 9 years ago is starting to pay off. Yeah. Torchlight 2, which is a really great Diablo clone, comes out on console September this year. Sea of Thieves, the Anniversary Edition, is out now. And apparently Sea of Thieves got good. Not kidding.
Yeah.
I went back and started looking at shit, and apparently it got good.
Yeah, there was I don't remember what big like change or update or DLC it was, but there was one definitive that was like,
yep,
it's good now.
Yep, apparently it got good. So if you're on Games Pass, it's a Xbox exclusive. It's on Game Pass and Play Anywhere, so do it. Code Vein, which is the weird anime Dark Souls thing that we talked about, finally has a release date for September 27th of this year. Insanely surprisingly, there's now a Lord of the Rings adventure card game due out in August. I don't get it.
Again, I play Hearthstone.
Yeah, it's what fucking ever.
It's literally just like, let's change some of the pictures.
Yeah, sure, basically.
Done. How do you rework a card game?
I don't fucking know. Persona 5 Royal does not have an actual release date. It comes out sometime in 2020. Yeah, sometime next year. It's like an expansion for Persona 5. Looks great. Persona 5 is a great game. Kingdom Hearts 3, the Remind DLC, comes out Q1 2020.
If I could give this one a big old fart noise,
what the fucking fuck, guys?
Shittiest trailer I've ever seen.
Oh my god! But that's Nomura, right? Nomura's gone. Nomura's working on Final Fantasy VII remake, so the stragglers are taking the Kingdom Hearts DLC. Now we're back to fucking like, what are you guys even doing,
dude? This wasn't even. I wouldn't even consider this like straggler work. This is like. You assign something to some kid who's learning Final Cut Pro in high school, and you're like, hey, you have 10 minutes to get this done.
Now, for the Kingdom Hearts lore nerds out there, it's very much hinting at who we found out Zigbar is, and very much kind of like opening that book wide open, which is a big deal.
But it also looks like it looks like you're going to be fighting a lot of the battles that were in
just as other characters other than Sora.
Yeah, you're in that maze at the end. But cool, but
sure. Control, which is Remedy. Remedy Entertainment does. They did Quantum Break. Control, their new game comes out August 27th. I know Trey was looking forward to that. There's a new Darksiders game called Genesis coming out. Darksiders is a great fucking game. If you've never played it, you can get them super cheap. They were made by THQ. The guy who originally did the X-Men comic in the 90s, Joe Madureira, is the art designer on this, and Darksiders is a fucking gorgeous game. There's a new top-down kind of Diablo-style game coming out for Darksiders in 2019. And last but not least, I saw this game, and I thought it would look really cool. It's called Greedfall. Imagine Dark Souls and Skyrim had a baby. That's kind of what you're getting. And it's a weird, like, colonial setting with magic and stuff. It looks super cool. We're talking like late 1600s, very colonial privateers kind of
witches were real.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Okay. So it looks really cool. Go look it up if you're interested. It looks very interesting.
That's cool.
But hey, that was E3, guys.
So kind of spinning off of that.
No.
I am totally down for people trying new time periods, new styles, anything like that. I am sick and tired of this style that we're getting into, of this like over stylized post-apocalyptic just crazy world. Like,
sure.
I can't tell you how many games there were on the main stage that I was like, this looks like
Outsiders,
either Borderlands, Rage 2,
100%.
Fallout. I was like, I get it. the world ended and now everything's all mechanical.
Which is why I'm very interested in this, because the last game we got in the late 1690s would have been Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Mm-hmm. That's the style, that privateer, early settlement of America. That's what we're looking at. This is what it looks like. And I'm super interested in it because it's that, but like witches are real. Like it looks really cool.
Just do something different.
Yeah,
you guys got so much money. Just
100%.
Do it different.
So that was E3 this year. Like I said, I was super meh on it, super fucking meh, to the point where I don't even want to grade anything because it's all low.
I would say there was no real winners of this year's E3.
100% not. I'm excited for a lot of things. Fallout 76 Wastelanders. I'm excited for fucking Watch Dogs Legion. I'm interested in a lot of these games, but E3 was just meh to me this year.
I think the E3 really jumped the shark when it went from just having people there that are in the industry to basically a convention that people can go to just kind of go and enjoy. Like we're getting a whole lot of less gameplay and other real solidified details of things, and things are less polished, and it's just really, things just feel very rushed, and things just feel very, here's this trailer, and you're not even sure whether this game is coming to a console or whether this is going to be a mobile game.
Sure.
It's not what E3 used to be, and it's getting to the point where now sometimes Xbox's conference and Sony's PlayStation conference, those things are going to be more important than E3, and that's just kind of sad.
Well, I mean, it kind of shows how arbitrary, these sort of events are nowadays anyways, even with because of our news cycle, we find out about everything. We find out everything through leaks nowadays, which happen from inside the companies. So it's kind of like, do we need events like these anymore?
I think a perfect example is the fact that Sony pulled out. I wouldn't be surprised if more people pull out next year. If you follow anybody on Twitter that's there, they're talking like the floor is empty this year. Like it's very, very sparse. There's still a shit ton of things to do there, but it's just not as crowded as it used to be. And I think it's a really good indication of that. We've talked about it before, of E3 possibly dying. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's just an evolution of where our industry is going, which is fine. But I would assume if next year's E3 feels the way this one does, we're not going to see it too much longer. So
right. If my big takeaway from E3 is that there are a shit ton of JRPGs coming out, then why did I watch?
So, hey, that's our E3 episode. We love you guys. Thanks for listening, sticking with us for an hour and 37 minutes about. It's about right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Average, yeah. Taylor, thank you for being on here with us, even though you have your niche in games, but your niche is better than any of our niches. So
your niche is most of the people who play video games just in general.
Yeah, 100%.
And that 100%. Just kind of shows that, again,
you're basic.
E3,
you're a basic bitch when it comes to video games. There you go.
But that just shows that E3 is just losing its connection to everything.
Sure.
E3 isn't a big deal to your average person anymore.
You know what? I'll be basic with my giant Pokemon. I don't care. It's fine.
Hey, guys, if you like what we do, everything's going to be in the description. We're all on Twitter. We're up on YouTube now. Follow us. Give us a follow. If you like what we do, give us a follow. Hey, man, we'll see you guys next week.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Deuces.
See you.